Hey everyone, welcome to Live Trading Thursday. My name is David Verbruggen. We got some things to look at in the market today, but I hope you've been able to stay warm this last week. It seems like all over the country, everyone's been getting like blizzard conditions and all kinds of snow. And I thought it kind of funny that the market's been pretty quiet the last week too. I wonder if there's a coincidence. Not really doing a whole lot as of the last. I'm doing some things. We're going to look at some things, but not too terribly exciting. So, but we're going to look at this. Let me share my screen here. Keep in mind, guys, that all the examples in the live trading session should be viewed for educational purposes only and not taken as trading or investment advice. Now, I mentioned not very exciting, and I don't know if that was really the right choice of words. What I'm really getting at, if you look at the market, we were coming up at this resistance level last time that we met, and I was like, ooh, we might drop off pretty quick here, or we might break out. We've fallen down some, but we haven't broken out yet. And we haven't really tanked yet. So just kind of still in this waiting mode, right? I mentioned that last time. We're kind of in that waiting mode, see what's going to happen, right? We want to make sure we don't get ahead of ourselves and try and guess at what the market's going to do. Okay, so that's where we are right now. It did fail, right? It did fail and started to move down a little bit. Yesterday, put in a little bit of a dragonfly doji. Today's been pretty quiet so far. Now, you may recognize this potential M pattern starting to form. I mean, we've got this double top now. So to me, that has a little bit more of a bearish look, but that doesn't mean that we couldn't still continue to move up. And, if this is a new low, then it's higher than this low right here. I wonder, I didn't try this actually. Oh, my eye didn't catch that line until just now. Okay. All right, here we go. So that could change things, right? Let me fix this guys a little bit right about there. You see multiple touches right there. Still got that double top, still have a potential M pattern forming, but I've got, a nice uptrending support line. Let me get rid of this guy. That's old news. Nice uptrending support line. So maybe like an ascending wedge right there. So with that, where does that put us? We could still break down below this and have that M come into play and then maybe fall quite a bit further. We may have use this ascending wedge to break out to the upside later on. We could just start rolling, right? There's several things that could happen here. So this is one of those reasons why we need to make sure that we are patient. I was trying to think of a good analogy because for right here, right now, it is tough for many of us to be patient, right? We've seen what the market's done in the last few weeks. Maybe we haven't gotten the moves that we want. And so what do we do? You need to think about trading sometimes as being a hunter. I don't know if any of you guys hunt. Feel free to post it in the comment and the chat box there with tickers you want to look at. Let me know if you guys are hunters. I'm not personally, but I've been surfing a couple times, and there's some similarities there, right? In both situations, there's a lot of sitting and waiting for the right opportunity. And as you practice it more, you recognize what that good opportunity looks like, right? I'll talk about it from a surfing perspective. After you've done just a little bit of time, you know what a good wave looks like that's forming, and you know if you're in the right position to catch it or not. And there's many waves that might come that you just let go because nope, you're not in the right position to catch it, or it's not what you are looking for. I think the market is doing that right now because I'm looking for one of three things for the overall market. And we're going to look at tickers in a second here, so start loading it up. But I'm looking for one of three things. One, if we break out to the upside, great. That could be something I'm looking for. And then I would know to get bullish. Two, if we complete this M pattern and then fail below this, like 40, it's a little bit below 4,700 here, 46.85 line, somewhere around there. If we break this low right here and start to move down, okay, I might get bearish here. Or three, This is probably less likely of a situation or scenario if we just continue moving sideways and start rolling. The market generally doesn't roll. It usually trends, but that could be something to see as well. And if it broke this uptrending support line, came back down to this bottom right here and really formed that M, but then didn't continue down and started to roll up, that's when I would go, okay, maybe this is a roll. So I don't know which one it is going to do, right? It's pretty much going to do one of those three, right? I mean, shocker, right? It's either going to go up, down, or sideways. But we're at a point right now, we're kind of in this pinch mode where it is going to have to do one of these three things very quickly here, very soon. And I know what I'm going to do when the market does what it's going to do. I just need the market to tell me what it's going to do first, right? So that's where the patience comes. That's where the there's sayings out there: profits are in the waiting, or profits are in the patience. But that's what we're looking at. But what can we do in the meantime? Well, let's know how to get ready and how to get prepared. So again, feel free to throw any tickers in there that you guys want to take a look at. But I want to go over a couple things in charts. We've done this before, but it's been a little bit. So I want to show it again because I know we got several new people on that are watching as well. How can we use the platform to look for some of these bullish opportunities or bearish opportunities, or even if we start rolling some sideways or rolling opportunities? So I want to come up here to the Find tab and click on Scans. Now, there's several different things you can look at here: feature, ideas, outlook, strategy. My favorite is just outlook. This just makes it very simple because now I'm looking for bullish opportunities, bearish opportunities, or stagnant opportunities. There's volatile as well. I haven't messed with this much. I mean, this is really surrounding earnings, things like that. And I don't trade over earnings. So bullish opportunities. This is the one that I would use the most. In fact, I've got it starred here. It says chart pattern. Oops, didn't mean to hit that quite yet. Oh my goodness, I got out of everything. Here we go. Back to bullish. There it is. This chart pattern rising channel. Just another way of saying uptrend. Awesome. Yeah, I see you're super new. Love that you're on. Don't know your name. Just says the life of tree. Okay, great. Ernie, I see you on as well. Thanks for being on. Chart pattern rising channel. This is a great opportunity to go ahead and just have the platform sift through 11,000 different stocks and find some tickers that are making potential uptrends. Now, I say potential still because it's still a computer, guys. It's still a computer that is just based off of all the criteria, and you can click on the little eye and see this is the criteria that it's looking for. Based off the criteria, it meets the criteria, therefore it's on the scan. I still need to come in here and take a look at these guys, and I can move them all. I know I'm moving kind of fast, but you can watch the recording to see the button pushes. I can move them all here. So now I've got that whole list next to the chart, and I can look at this and use my human eye to determine, is it a pretty pattern or not? NVIDIA here, that was a pretty roll actually. Broke out to the upside, a little hot right now. I need it to come back down. Avgo, ooh, might be able to get some lines on there. Definitely making higher highs, higher lows. AMD, you know, that's a pretty good line. You can see I got some different color lines. Some of those light blue lines, that's from when I had the chart as a darker background, but I've changed the lighter background. I kind of like it. So different color lines now so I can see it better. So there you go. AMD, there's a nice uptrending support line. Might need this thing to pull back. Earnings coming up though. Cisco, this is one that I'd throw out. This is one where I'm like, how did this one get on here? It still met the criteria of the computer, right? But they might be going well in the very short term here. It's been moving up enough. Okay. I still think it's kind of ugly. So this is where I come here. I click that X button and I just kick it out. That's not part of my list. I want the pretty ones. ABT, super pretty. Look at that, moving up above the 10, or moving up off the 10 there, and that's been really consistent. INTC, here's another one, higher highs, higher lows. You guys get the picture, right? Get the picture. So that's the uptrending one. Let's go take a look at chart pattern. Oh, let's click on bearish. Chart pattern descending. Oh, that's triangle. Where'd it go? Declining channel. Chart pattern declining channel. There's going to be fewer of these, right? The other one, there was like 83 or something. This one, there's 14 because the overall market's been moving up. But we can still click on here, grab these guys, throw them over to the chart, and start looking and seeing, okay. Now, in the long run, actually, I would say this one's uptrending. But recently here, it's definitely moved down some, stuck below this 50 EMA right now, but not a pretty downtrend. Probably going to find less pretty downtrends at this time right now. This one also not as pretty. HUM, this is one, if you're looking for downtrends, if you're looking for, hey, what are already some weak stocks, so that if this M pattern does fully form and things turn around, what are some stocks that are already weak and that might be good trading opportunities at the downside? That's what we're looking for right now, right? So put a line on here. That's a pretty big gap down right there. I don't know what was going on. It's not earnings, but some news came out. You can see volume. So Humana, whatever they do, you could look it up in dashboard. Okay, they're healthcare. That's what they're do. They're based out of Louisville. All right. Exelon Corporation. Little bit of a downtrend, major move down there. Still pretty bearish. You could keep that on chart if you want. PEG starting to move down. MDB, there's a nice line that could be put. Look at that. I mean, that's already a pretty big move down today. If it was half that candle, I'd say, hey, we could enter a put into that right now. You know, at this point, I think it's reaching. I think that's kind of reaching for a little too much. But we can clone that line. There you go. There's a nice little channel right there. Definitely keep that one on a downtrending list. BG could also grab quick refresh. I don't know what's going on there. Grab a line there. So same kind of thing. Let's look at stagnant. And we got one in here. So chart pattern, stagnant channel. And then these guys are potential rolling patterns. Now, this one I'm just gonna tell you right now, they will be mostly sideways. Sideways very short term for this one, but you may go through this whole list and say there's not a pretty rolling pattern, and that's okay. You know, rolling patterns are harder to find. Looks like all of these raced up and have just been kind of sideways as of more recently here. There's one. I mean, that's pretty sideways right there. You could drop a couple lines right there. Could even do a horizontal line right there. Horizontal line right about there, and say, hey, is that rolling? You know, if we get a move up off that potential support line, could that be something that we could trade? Yeah, it could be. Options may not be great on this one. Yeah, middle of the road, yellow. I'd probably just stick to regular stock trade. It's got plenty of volume for a stock trade. BIV, XLP. Yeah, a lot of these not liking for sideways. This one's overall pretty sideways. But you see the point, right? That's what we're getting at. We're looking at the overall market. Put that in again. Okay, overall market, what are you doing? You know, moved up. It's been going sideways for just a few weeks here. We've got this ascending wedge forming here. And what is it going to do? If it breaks out to the upside, you know how to go find some nice bullish charts just with a few clicks of the button. If it breaks down, forms an M pattern, and fails, you know how to go find some bearish charts. We don't have to sit here looking through hundreds and hundreds of charts. Let the computer, let the platform, I should say, do a lot of the work for you. When I first started trading, I mean, there was at one point where I think I was looking through 300 or 400 different tickers. I mean, everything that was on the S&P 500 that had good options, essentially, I was looking at all of those, and it was a lot of work, right? But we weren't using charts by Treyway, and with the platform I was using, if it had the scan ability, it wasn't as good as this, and I didn't know how to use it, you know. But this is why I wanted to show this, so that you can really shortcut a lot of time, really save yourself a lot of time. We don't want to have to spend 2-3 hours every single day doing our homework for trading. We can go in here, and within 15-20 minutes, we can have kind of a watch list of, hey, these are the stocks. You know, you go through that pattern and you find 4 or 5 from each category or something like that. Now you've got 10, 12 that you're going to be watching for the next few days or that week. And of those, you might take 3 or 4 trades. That's how that works. Our job as traders isn't to just put on trades. It's to find the best trades. This is a great way of doing that. So with that, you know, we've looked at several here. Didn't see any tickers come into the comment box, but that's okay. Sometimes that's appropriate. That is appropriate sometimes, because we're just kind of watching and waiting here. What are we going to do? I don't want to get caught bullish if we break down. I don't want to get caught bearish if we do break out to the upside. This isn't going to last forever. That's the nice thing about these wedges. The pinch, it's going to get outside of this line. You know, this area right here is going to get out of that at some point. So that is that part. Guys, this is Charts by Treyway. This is what I use personally. I really do like this platform. If you haven't checked it out yet, please do check it out. chartsbytreyway.com, and just put that in there in the comment box. Ernie's saying, yep, been on hold, even if it's driving me nuts. Yep, it drives us nuts sometimes, Ernie, being on hold. I get it. But you're doing the right thing, you know. If that's what we need to do, be patient, then at least you can see that there's light at the end of the tunnel here, right? There's light at the end of the tunnel. This may only be this could only last like another week or so before it would have to break out. And then a new pattern could be forming. And then we have an opportunity there. Until then, we use the platform to kind of do our homework, get ready, get prepared, so that when that perfect wave comes, we're ready to pounce on it. We're ready to ride that thing. Or if you're a hunter, well, again, I'm not a hunter. I don't know the right wording of a good analogy, but you know, when you're ready to take that shot, you know, it's in your sights there. So fantastic. Cynthia, welcome on. She's saying, beginning to trading. Love that you're on. Want to start learning with Treyway. How would I go about doing that? Fantastic, Cynthia. Yeah, if you want to learn more about trading, overall, I mean, that is what we do. We are an education company. So contact support@tradeway.com. I'm going to type that in here as well. support@tradeway.com. That is going to be the best place for you to get some information. And Cynthia, I would actually encourage you to do that pretty quickly today, because tomorrow and Saturday, we are teaching a step 1 course. And if someone is new to trading and they want to learn, what are we going to do? We're going to send them to step 1. And we are offering that course tomorrow and Saturday. It's a very low price of $97. And so that's a screaming deal for a 2-day seminar online, all about stock trading using Charts by Treyway. So go ahead and hit us up at support@tradeway.com. Guys, that's going to wrap this one up for today, but glad you guys were on. A little bit different. You know, we didn't just hit ticker after ticker after ticker, but I think we gave you some good tools and some things to look at so that we can be prepared in the coming weeks. So with that, have a great week. Bye, guys.